What up? What up? What up? I don't know, man. It feels so cringe. Oh my god. Maybe first it feels like... What up? Yo everyone, and welcome to another YouTube episode with yours truly, King Cecilix, and what up? Today we're going to talk about the Blair Witch game that it's based upon all the cinematic movies of Blair Witch, but it's a new story, and I played this game for the last couple of 2 days, been streaming it over at Twitch. So I'm gonna basically do a review of my thoughts of the game. But before we do that, here's a little recap of what the game really is. The Blair Witch Project is originally a 1999 American horror film written, directed and edited by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. It tells the fictional story of 3 students who hike in the Black Hills near Burkittsville, Maryland in 1994 to film a documentary about a local legend known as the Blair Witch. The 3 disappeared, but their equipment and footage is discovered a year later. The purportedly recovered footage is the film that the viewer sees. The Blair Witch Project grossed nearly $250 million worldwide on a modest budget of only $60,000, making it one of the most successful independent films of all time. There have been follow-ups such as the much maligned Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, and the 2016 surprise sequel simply titled Blair Witch, and of course now 2019, The Game. Story time over. So let's jump into a fast review of the game and my thoughts of the game. Okay, let's go! So Blair Witch is a whole new story that is based around the same cinematic events from the movies. In the game you will follow and play Ellis, that's a former police officer with a troubled past. He joins up the search of a missing boy who disappears in the Black Hills forest. The game trailer, it really took me with storm. It shows exactly what I wanted from a horror game to be, and I pre-ordered it almost directly. I think I did it the same day. The first thoughts that I had of the game was, it was amazing, of the first 30 minutes that I played it. Though through the game, I think it didn't really hit me. It didn't really hit me that much in making me afraid or scared, I would say. Well, okay, it was a couple of times it really made me scared. Well, the graphics of the game, it's really good. They have made a great work on the details of the woods and making it really alive. Also, all the lights, it's a lot of detail. So a big tip in the game is to play it on high graphics. Do it on high graphics with 60 FPS so you really get most out of the game. The longer I got into the game, I will say about the first hour or the first 2 hours, I love the difference of the things in the game. You have instance for the mobile, which you can play Snake on, all the interactive things happening in the game of the camera you found, all the videotapes, all the things you can pick up. And of course your own dog called Bullet that had a lot of different commands you can do, you can pet him, you can make him search, you can give him candies. Though the further I got into the game, the more pointless those commands and things just got. The commands with the dogs were just useless except for one, the search thing. You can miss picking up stuff and it won't actually destroy the story or you getting further into the game. Maybe I was a little overexcited the game, I don't know. The game really gives you a feeling of what the movie does, since it is a psychological horror, and I will even say that the game is actually a better experience than the movie, but now it's the other way around where the game is actually based upon the movies. They've wrapped up the game pretty good in the end, making it really stressful with a lot of things happening, and there was stressful things, it was scary things, but it was just a small amount of the game, or a small part of the game that's happening. The game really focused so much on Ellis, the main character story, and then actually what the forest is. So that game that makes the game much of like a psychological linear person story, I will say. It was just like 2 parts in the game where it was like open world than the others. So it makes the game really linear, that you cannot go anywhere wrong. And it was like, can you say like boss fights? Not really boss fights, they were more like puzzles, I will say. So I gave the game 3 crowns out of 5. And for that what I would say, that I would like to see the game more open and more interactive, as in actually being a detective game, looking for clues, taking you further, and different scary things happening all the time while you do it, and making it like harder to find stuff, and it's like more open areas. But the game's graphics, it's amazing. They really did a great job there, and the story, it's a story that actually works with the game. When you play it, you will understand. But for me, I could have watched it like a movie instead of playing it. Thank you for being here viewing this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can also find me on twitch.tv/KingCecilix, and on social media like Instagram and Twitter, it's @KingCecilix. So until next time, take care everyone, and don't forget to comment.